Alright guys, welcome back. So today we're going to be going over your project 2, which like the previous project, we're going to be starting the first week will be your milestone, and then the second week will be your full turn-in. This one should go pretty quickly in terms of getting your milestone 4 done, and then you guys will have spring break off, and then you'll have another week to finish your project 3. Let me get, yes, your project 3. So, without ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, what I could do is spend a whole bunch of time sitting here measuring distances in AutoCAD and translating them into SketchUp. I have my AutoCAD file here. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hide all my layers like I've done right here. And then I'm going to select what's remaining of my walls, and I'm going to paste a copy right there. Then I'm going to save this. And then I'm going to go back into SketchUp. And let me try this real quick. I didn't try it yet. Just dragging and dropping in, but there is you can do a file import as well, which will do the same thing. So let's do file import as opposed to dragging and dropping from here. It will give you all of this, which is your AutoCAD stuff. Now, the reason why I did this is I've had trouble in the past where if I double click on this, see how that they've got these extra lines? If I double click over here, I don't have those weird extra lines. So the hidden layers for some reason are still somehow attached in here. And in the past, there's been issues where, like, if I start filling in a space, sometimes they just transfer over. So it's just generally easier. Let me go ahead and explode this. Oh yeah, did you see it right there? Yeah, see how it's got all those extra little lines attached? Whereas this copy of the floors that I did uniquely doesn't have that. So I can just take this, delete everything here, and then we can work right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace around the edge of the project, filling in all the door and window spots. And this will let me know where they are for when I need to go back and add them in. I know I've got pocket doors here, so I'll have to rebuild those. And then sometimes you'll just get to a wall section where, like, say it's just not filling in. If you just redraw it, usually it'll figure it out. Oh, this one isn't filling in because of that. If you have long sections where it's just not filling in, sometimes it helps if you just kind of fill in a line section right there. I went a little bit too far there. Because SketchUp's usually pretty good with rectangles, but if you get some more complex shapes, it kind of doesn't know what to do. And then in this case, you can see that it's doing that. Sometimes there will be a line segment where there probably shouldn't be. And if you kind of section it out like this, it'll figure it out. And then you can erase the extra lines. And then here I need to fill in. And once I start closing some of these up, you'll notice like that room fills in, this whole section fills in. I do need to cross all of these because I do need it to come up with the doors. There are a couple different tricks I have for that, but I don't think there's and I'll kind of explain what I'm talking about in a minute. But we'll use this template to basically raise the walls up on our model. And then there's a trick, well, there's no real trick for it, is getting the doors and windows placed. These will serve as reference points, but there's no real perfect way to do it. So we'll just have to do a little bit of work filling things in. Okay, almost done. And this, yeah, so sometimes you get stuff like that right there. That's the reason it didn't fill in. So if we just redraw this, yeah, so I think I still have some persisting issue going on with my model in this region. And there's a little tiny gap right there. So it's something I probably should go back and double check on my model, but what I'm going to do for now is just drop these lines right here. Yeah, so I do have an issue in my AutoCAD model still. See how that's off too. So it's something that I should go back and check, but for the purposes of this demo, I won't. lock that in that axis, and then we'll just follow this one around, and it should be good through there. And usually if you've got a clean AutoCAD model, this doesn't, it should go pretty smoothly. Again, the less imperfections you have in your AutoCAD model, the easier this process is. So you can see this area, yeah, right there. So there's one little section right there that just wasn't filling in. And it just takes a little bit of work to trace those out. So that's one of those reasons why I was telling you guys you want to minimize the number of extra lines you have. I think like this area is probably fine. Actually, if I just draw this across, yeah, that'll fill in. And I'm just going to clean up some of those along the way. And there we go. So that gives us our entire floor plan. We have all the rooms sectioned off. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use the push-pull tool here on this wall section right here. And for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up to 8 foot. So I'm going to do 8 foot, type that in, and then I'm going to move around the model and I'm just going to raise up different sections. So and to do that, I'm just going to double click and it's going to use the last distance I chose. And as I do this, and I'm going to want to make sure I get all the little sections, what I want to have is these are going to give me references so that I don't have to spend a bunch of time measuring my doors back out from this process. So it is annoying having this little extra chunk right here. But for example, and what I'm going to do is I will come in here and we'll put a 6/8 marker right here and we'll fill these in, or we'll section these out, push this through, and then just clean this up. And this is where K really comes in handy. If you turn on K, you can make sure that you're not erasing anything that you shouldn't be. But I don't have a perfect method, and if someone can ever figure it out, let me know. But like, it's not a perfect thing to do this, because then often if you already have this filled in, it creates a fill like that, and that's kind of annoying having to delete that every time. And you still have to figure out some way, like, do you pull this down, but then you've still got to come in and clean up these extra little bits of geometry right here. So this what right here is what we're going for, is these sectioned off at 6'8" heights. But there's no real good one-touch process for it. Lift all these and put the holes in for the doors at the same time. But that's what we're going for, so I'm just going to keep going around. I'll do a reference, and then I can start double-clicking again. And I think this is a much faster method than a lot of people, than pretty much anything I've ever seen, really, that doesn't use some kind of auto-building script. But again, I've never seen a script that handles this, so this is how I do it. Okay, so that gets us to that point. Now, if we had made a, I want to say schema, and again, it's the wrong word, schedule, I would know what my windows are, but I'm going to have to just try and do a best guess. But I'm going to put this border around here at 6'8", and this is going to let me figure out what heights I need to take everything to. So I'll just do a reference right here, making sure that that's at 6'8", 6'8", and then just doing this by using that intersection reference will let this go a lot quicker. So garage door, technically this should be higher, but we can adjust that one individually. And I'm just going to zap some lines as I go. So this one is probably going to be a 4-foot window. We'll do another line down 4 feet, because I know I'm going to have a couple of those along the way. So I'm going to minimize my tool selection here too, so I'm just going to kind of go one action. Oops, that was 1 inch, not 1 foot. So I'm just going to do one action at a time. And just keep using the same tool. These will probably also be 4 foot. Actually, this was a patio door, so I need to do that. This will be another 4-foot high window. This will be a 4-foot high window. Let's see. If I hadn't deleted my elevations, I'd know. And then these were 2 windows. And then these were both 1 foot high. And then this was a door, so that's going to go all the way down. And then that should take care of all the windows. So now, just real quick, I'll do a right to left selection across this top area. And that should give me all of them, but it didn't. So I'll just do a smaller selection here and just get rid of all these extra lines that I have right there. And now I can go through with the push-pull tool, and then I just want to see that it does that right there. It goes a little glitchy, and it should clear out. Oh yeah, it did. Okay. Oh no, it didn't. So I might have an issue with this wall right here. Let me double check. 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 and 6. Let me try that one more time then. Appears to be fine. Let me diagnose this one real quick. Yeah, it looks like it's fine. I don't know why that didn't erase. Sometimes they don't. We'll just move on with our day. Okay, so back to this. Push-pull tool, turn off K, get that on face. And we'll do another one, 6/8 on this inside right here. And just kind of move around the house as I go. And again, if this one I can snap to that so I know what the height is. And then erase that. I already did those. Yeah, they're dark on the back, so they're fine to erase. I don't know why that's not actually deleting that. It has in the past, so maybe it's just some weird thing they've got going on this year or something. Okay, do that, delete. Chances are probably none of you will have this issue. But it should, like I said, it should be deleting these, and it's just not. No idea why. Alright, that was the other trick I was going to show you guys until it started acting funny. When you do the push, just like the vertical lift that we did, once you... Oh, good, I've got an off measurement here. See, this is why... Okay. 6 inches. We'll bring this over. So I'm actually just going to try and fix this whole section of the house. Like I said, some of you guys will run into this issue, some of you won't. So I'll pull all these back down. Actually, we'll leave them up. I've got that right there. So what I'm going to do is just select all these faces right here. And we could move them along this axis right here, or we're going to move them along it. And we're just going to do this little snap right here. And so I'm going to lock it in this red axis and tell it to go right there. And it gives us that squiggly line in 0 inches. So it's just saying whatever we're doing right here, it's adjusting it in a way that is not measurable at the scale that we've chosen. So it's just a little quirk of SketchUp. Okay, so keep going through here. 6/8. Lock vertical, and then we'll find another intersect here for 6/8. And then we've got 2 different ones right here. So see this right here? I have that thicker, bolder line. there is something going on here too, so we should be seeing a lot of these little thinner lines. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push this back down to the ground. And then I'm going to take this, I believe this was a 2'4", and then again I'm just going to grab this line, and see how it did that right there? So there's something going on with the bottom line here. I probably have like just, oh yeah, there you go. I just have this small little gap right here of whatever that, there's no measurable difference right there. So I'm going to move this over, and it looks like this side actually connects. So I'm going to have to do the harder selection, which is the one where you don't select anything at all. And then you just grab this point. Actually, we do actually want to grab this vertical axis. And we'll just move this right there. And then if we pull this back up, see how they all got thin again? So that's what you're looking for. So this takes a little bit of practice, a little bit of knowing what AutoCAD's, or sorry, what Revit's trying to tell. Nope, SketchUp. Knowing what SketchUp's trying to tell you, and you can usually fix things before they become an issue. So we're at 4 there, and you see I have this same thing going on here. So we'll just move this again back down, and there we have that tiny little gap. So this one appears to be, yeah, it's fine there. So again, I'm going to take this vertical one right here, and I'm just going to move this. When I do that, it's moving the top too, because I have this whole thing selected, so it's moving this like a slice. So now I got that. Let's pull this back up. And I still see this being a little bit thicker. But I'm not seeing a reason why. Maybe it's right there. So there's that little extension right there. So let's see which one is right here. That's approximately 4. Let's go to 4. And then we'll take, so it looks like both of these were a little messed up. Looks like this whole face needs to come out, so I'll click on the face. And I'm going to lock it in the green axis, snap it back. And then I'm going to click on this blue one right here, and it looks like that's part of that. So then, why is this? Okay, so that's not snapping because, let me see what's going on with this. So that is right there. And I don't know what it's doing down here. So it looks like this whole line just needs to come over. So again, I'm grabbing that vertical, snapping it in. And this is, remember how I was telling you guys, zoom extents? Except I forgot which menu it's in. There it is. That's the case of getting stuck inside of a wall where you're just kind of like scrolling for days. Use zoom extents a lot in this. So we'll clear that out, and we'll just redraw that. When it fills in like that, we've got all our thin lines back. Looks like we do have one more thick one over here. Again, we'll check our wall thickness. So this is not quite right as well. So I'll just pull this whole face out and let it snap to that. I'll switch over here. I'll hit K, and I think what I want is actually this vertical line in here. So again, I'm just moving these things around so that they don't give me any problems. That should be good. They all went thin again. So now I can just keep moving on. It's better to clean these up now than when you're doing something later and you start running into other issues. But you are going to have some problems where just there's a weird calculation that AutoCAD does. Or maybe it is just my math. I don't know. I could go check those. Probably not worth it right now. Okay. So let's keep moving on. 1, 6, 8. Let's do this right here and get all these all at the same time. And then rectangle, 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 push. Wait till you see that little glitch, and then you're good, and then we can just go back and erase those. So at this point it looks like I've got them all in there. So again, I'll just zoom back out here. I'll select all my lines, get rid of those, and then I'll hit K, and I'll start just going through and getting all these little top parts right here. It's a nice little like two-step swipe, so just get in a good spot, get those, and get that. And then these, I can just get the stuff on the bottom. This one's a little trickier because I've got to kind of make sure I'm not hitting anything behind it. But this is pretty easy once you kind of get used to the little quirks of it. I don't know, I think it goes pretty quickly without any kind of, scripting, importing. We'll see if I can figure something out on that front because I do want to try write some kind of SketchUp extension this semester just to see if I can. So we'll see if I get that done. Make sure you have nothing tying the rooms together. Again, I want to make sure that if I click on this, you can see that I don't have this room, so I missed this one. So I can just go back here now. Just use little context clues like that that help you figure out, oh, I didn't get this room. Oops, didn't get this room because I missed this door. So we cleaned all those up. Got that. I'm kind of bouncing around a little bit, but I tend to do that. I eventually get around to fixing everything. And some of them are kind of tight. The reason why this K thing is also nice is you can see if you do take out a chunk, like I didn't do that on purpose, I did that on accident. But there is a chance I could blow up a wall just by like not paying attention. So that's why having this mode is pretty nice. Because if you see anything else, what was that? Do I have a separate section right there? Weird. Okay. Oh, looks like we didn't get this one either. Oh, I guess I got distracted going into that other stuff. Let's see. That's 4. That's 4. So this section's off. So again, usually because we pulled all these up, it should just be this vertical selection. So you just want to grab that, move it to the right spot, and then it should go back to thin lines. If you're doing this and all of a sudden a whole chunk of your model disappears, it's because you've got a bad section somewhere. So you can see right there, this whole thing disappeared. So I do still have some issues with my model in this area. So what I can do also is I can just start checking. So see right there, if I do this, it's at 4 inches, also 4 inches. But if I lock this on the green axis, it looks like it's not going the same way. And see how my floor just disappeared? Well, actually it should have done that, I guess. But see how this is turning, let me see, there it is. See how that's off just like the tiniest amount. So we'll just move this right there. We'll redraw this. I should be seeing all these straight lines, right? If I go across like that, it should be perfectly straight. And some of these aren't. So I have a section in this area of the house that just isn't playing nice. What I'll do is I'll just fill this in. And again, you can see right there, I've got another one that's just like the tiniest amount out. I wonder what happened there. 1'9" and 7/8. So it looks like this is crooked somehow. Now I actually want to check. Yeah, you can see it right there. It's off just by like the little tiniest amount. So that is an issue with my model. What I can do is we can pull this, make sure that's flat, and then we can grab this chunk of wall, move right there, this chunk of wall, lock in red axis and move it right there. And now this should be completely flat and parallel, and then I can use this. So you see how that's on the red axis? So this, it looks like, see how this doesn't actually, it wasn't sticking to the red axis if I go right here. So this wall might also be off. Or maybe it's just because, no, it's probably fine. Let me check. Because these all should be round numbers. I didn't do anything crazy with this. So let me see here. 10'6". Oops. Ah. See, that's the problem is right now I'm using SketchUp things on it. Offset 10'6". Oh, other side. Yeah. Offset 10'6". Yeah, something's messed up in this whole little section. Bummer when I have to find out this way though, because now it's going to take a little bit longer to correct. But we'll get it figured out. So again, we'll do 10'6". Nope, wrong wall. Exactly what I did in AutoCAD. So snap right there, 10'6". We'll move this over, lock it in, and then we'll snap to that intersect. Grab this, lock it in, snap, and now we'll measure back, actually kill the line, measure this back, should be 10'6" to the middle, 10'6" to the side, 10'6" to the side, and then 11 all the way along there. So this wall's now trustable. Now I can go back here, that's 6. We'll check this and make sure this is 6. It's not. So we'll grab this. And this time, so this is just the random select that is kind of risky if you just get an endpoint like this. You can grab these. It's a little bit harder to get it right, but sometimes you just need to get some of these. Yeah, so it looks like this whole wall section was still just off, even after that correction. So we will fix these. And then once this is done, I'll see if we can fill this in. Looks like there's another issue right here. Because if I do that and then erase these faces, it shouldn't do that. Nor should it do that. So see how it had that little break right there? I may actually induce that break. But I think there's multiple line segments that make up this chunk of the wall. So let me draw this. So good. It's showing that it's on the green axis, but it's a squiggly line length, which means there might just be something else there that I need to take a look at. But this did fill in, so we now have this wall completely flat. Now we can take this, 12 and 12. So it looks like, see how, so if I go here in the center, that's squiggly 12, that's squiggly 12, but this is an even 12, that's good. That means that we now know that the one on this side where the outer edge where the squiggly 12 was, that's the one that has issues. So if we lock this into the red axis and then come over here, we can do that and put it at that point. I'm going to deselect and snap that. Again, we're just going to keep snapping them to that known good point. And then once that's done, we should be able to erase these faces and it will all be good, but it's not, which tells me that there is another issue in here somewhere. So let's erase that. Actually, let's just erase this whole chunk right here. I swear this is usually faster. Usually I don't have this many issues in my AutoCAD drawing. But it's good to see because chances are, let's see, snap there, go there. And it looks like, what's going on here? Go green, go red. Okay, that one's good. Let's check that distance. 7.2 is, what, 610? And then we go straight up, that fills in. This comes across, lock it there, go there. And so it's still not connecting on the top here. So that tells me there's an issue with the actual top corner now on this side. So I may not have corrected that when I was doing the earlier segment. That's approximately 12. So all come from this way then. 12 foot. And then we'll just do these all over again. So I'll do that to there, that to there, that to there. And then let's see what happens when we draw this back in. That filled in. Oh, I need to do this line right here too, so that's good. And okay, so I think I might just have an issue with a section down here. If I do that, and then redraw this, and then erase those, it all goes away. So, because sometimes what will happen is you'll end up with like a tiny, tiny little sliver down here, and that's just throwing everything off. Alright, so let's get to the other side of this section right here. This should be 4 inches on the red axis. So again, I'm just going to grab some of these points, snap them to here, and we'll just, and another thing I'm looking for is if I move this past that nothing weird happens. That'll probably be how we spot whatever is glitching here. See, that one seems fine. So that could be an issue right there. So let me actually just delete that. Oops, not that. I want that. So I think that's actually what was wrong with it, was that section right there. And it would have translated to the bottom as well. That fills in. No, we're still having an issue. So let's draw a line across here, just make sure that that still fills in. So I might have an issue somewhere else, so I can keep moving on from here. We should have 4, 4, 4, 4. So these are all good. At least I can work with these. So I'll just push this through. And that says my offset is limited. So the glitch might be in here. That might have been it too. Nope, that's fine. Foot 4 and a squiggly 2'4". So let's move this back, and then we'll move it back here. Snap to red and go right there. Alright, which way did this go? See how that just all got wonky? So this, I think the issue is just in this little area right here. But it's these little weird little things that sometimes just make it all go wrong. Because otherwise this was a pretty good one. It didn't have a lot of issues until just this section right here. So let's do this at, I believe it was 2'4". Yep, that's 5. Let's clear that out. And we'll just rebuild this whole chunk of the door. Because it'll probably be faster than remeasuring all this. So we'll just go 2'4". We'll go over 4, close, snap to vertical, back, and up. And see how that didn't work? So that's probably wrong. We'll just kill that. 4 inches. This appears to be off. 4 inches there. So I think that one was a little short too. Kind of want to go back and recheck my video and see what I did there that made all of this so wonky. Okay, so this was vertical. It should now be here. Except that this was fine, right? No, it's 4, 4, okay. So this should have filled in, but it's not. So again, I'm just going to erase that chunk. Snap to vertical, 4 inches. How is this one off? So I might have something very tiny right here that it's not showing me. 0, 0, 2'4". Erase these. Okay, 0, 0, 2'4", 2'4", 2'4". So then this should be able to go straight down to the ground. This endpoint should be able to go strictly vertical, and it's not. So I haven't, and this sometimes happens where there's just like the tiniest little thing in here somewhere. See that right there? So is this not the right width? Oh, that's not the right width. Is this not the right width? So this wall is not the right width. That's approximately 4. This is 3'4". Check to that corner. There, there. That's 3'8". So then that means that this chunk right here is not right. So I probably messed this up when I was push-pulling this chunk of stuff. Because I probably went the wrong way when I did it. So we'll just delete that. delete that, delete that, delete that, delete that. And then we'll just make sure that this is locked on the right axis. And then we'll go right there. We'll get both these verticals and we'll do a green axis to there. And then green axis to there. We'll get this point, green axis to there. Okay, that's locked on. That's locked on. Those snap together, which is a good sign. Let's make sure we're on green, and then again, right there. Okay. Try it again. That filled in. Do that across. That filled in, which is a good sign. And then if I do this across, hopefully this fills in. No, let's do this. So these should be flat now, so I can reference these. Come on, there we go. Reference that. And then let's redraw these lines right here. I'm seeing red axis on that snap, so that's good. Move that top, and then we'll just re-reference that. Get the intersection, and push-pull that through. There we go, got it all fixed. I know that was probably crazy complicated and probably don't understand it. It will make sense as you use SketchUp a little bit more. It's just a little bit of a finicky program when it gets into stuff like that. And if something won't fill in and you really need to make it fill in, there are things you can do. So let me isolate some of this, and just for OCD reasons, I kind of want to get the tops of my walls to draw in again. Sometimes that takes, like I said, a little bit of work. Just going around and redrawing some of these lines. So sometimes just doing like some of these corner chunks will help. See, this one's being a pain. Makes me wonder if I actually have a loose line in here somewhere still. But if you erase it and it stays there, then you are good to go. Okay, so okay. And this is one of those times when it's just come back and redraw that rectangle so you can clear that up. Because that's just kind of how the SketchUp engine works, is it just needs something redrawn so it knows that there should be a cut right there. Okay, so we got all that cleared up. Let's close this line again. So that all filled in nice. Let's do this right here. That filled in nice. Probably still have an issue with the front door. So I'm just going to close this off. And you see how if I remove these, the rest of the house is fine, so it's probably still an issue there at the front door. It looks like this didn't fill in either. So again, we'll just double check. Oops. 4 inches, 4 inches, 4, approximately 4. So this wall looks like it's off. Not knowing which one is the correct one here, I can just take this tape measure tool as a reference, and then we'll go here, we'll rotate this 90, and then let's check a distance from a corner because I used all round numbers, so this should be fairly even. Actually, let's just do it from this outside. So 14.4, 14.4, that's 14.4, but this is 14 squiggly. So let's do this over here, and then again we'll just repeat that process, just grabbing these corners, locking in that green axis, going to there. You can see as I get further over, some of these the squiggly values start showing up. So we're just trying to get this face right here flat. So again, we probably have a very small issue in here, and I think it'd probably be faster for me to just erase that. Though, well, let's see, cause see how that bottom corner stayed right there? That's a sign to me that this is off, so it might actually be this chunk. We'll get this, reassign it to there. We'll get this chunk, reassign it to there. These all stick together, so we'll reassign them. And if I redraw this, or get rid of that rather, let's see. Oh, I probably need to do this one too. Just make sure that's in the right spot. Yeah, okay. Is this the issue? Oh, this might be the issue. There might be a separate corner right here that isn't playing nice. So it could have all been something that was there before the lift. Or not. So let's find out. It looks like we've got a line segment there. Anytime we've got a bunch of line segments like this, it usually can cause problems. So let's try deleting those all across the top, and then we'll just redraw it like that. And it looks like it filled in that side, so that, oh, well, it got that far at least. I hadn't gotten to this point, so let's resume doing this. Mirror locked on that axis, but it shouldn't matter because that should be good. Green axis, snap to there, and green axis, snap to there. So now if we redraw this, nope, still nada. Let's see. Sometimes just that. No, it looks like we still got an issue up here. Let's try that. So we'll just make this intentionally off and then bring it back. Because again, usually it's just like there's some microscopic line from AutoCAD that got pulled in. Looks like that fixed it, so we're good to go on that front. So I think 2 walls isn't that bad of corrections to have to do. Could have been worse. I've also seen better. Usually I guess my AutoCAD lines are a little bit cleaner, or I clean them up a little bit better in AutoCAD before we get to this point. So it always is worth a quick check just to double, oops, worth a quick check in AutoCAD to make sure that all your lines are good to go. Again, as I switched here, I think we very easily saw once I tried lining it up that I do have an issue coming across this area here where that snap is, it's just that snap right there. See that little tiny gap? So if I go right there, see, even AutoCAD isn't going to tell me what this gap is. It's smaller than our drawing scale. Let me see if it's 1/64 of an inch. So it's about 4/5 of 1/64 of an inch. That's a 64th. So it's less than that somehow, and I don't know what I'm going to call that number. But that's the kind of issue that if you have a couple little problems in your AutoCAD model, it can translate into this and slow down this part. So sometimes it does help just to give your AutoCAD model a once over in that situation. I think I got all these here though. So once I am done with this, which we almost are, I promise. I need to do something for my front door. I'll do the front door in a minute. I want to get the rest of these lines squared away first. So eventually, though, I will come back to that front door, and I'll have to fix that up with some kind of nice actual front door. But everything looks good here, so I'll hit K and turn that off. Let me redo my measurements here. So 13.6, 13.6, squiggly. So this is a squiggly, probably 18 foot, 18 foot 6. Let's see what it measured to there. Approximately 18 foot 6. I think I remember having an issue here where this was also off. So what I'll do is I'll measure this out. We'll do 18 foot 6. Oh, wrong side. This wall. So 18 foot 6. And then we'll see if we can grab this and pull the line back and just let it snap on line. Grab that, pull it back, snap on line. And see how that gets all glitchy? So there's a problem here for sure. We'll grab this point because we're gonna have to mess with this at some point, and again we'll snap it to that. Grab this, and I just see how that didn't. This one I think is probably part of the issue right here. So I'm just gonna remember that this problem is probably part. Well, yeah, it makes sense that that would be it. Okay, so we'll delete those. Let's see if we can redraw this now and get that to fill in, and I cannot. I suspect, based on how that line I just redrew, that the issue is right here. I'm not seeing it selecting anything. So let's come across here. How big was this door? Was it a 4 foot wide door? Yep, 4 foot wide. Okay, so 4 foot. We'll snap to there. We'll do, oh, see, that's off too. Oh, the center of the door is off. So this is at 6 inches. So I'll need to redraw that other one actually. I'm going to move that there. I'm going to erase that line. I'm going to make sure I've got one going across the top right there. And then I'll bring that there. So then I can erase this because I need to redraw this line. So this one's going to go across again 4 foot. We can erase that. And we'll redraw this and we'll see if that snaps into that. So that's 6 foot 10. I don't have a round number, or a squiggly number rather. Oops. Nope. I need to redraw it to there. So 6 foot 4. When we go red, it's at 6 inches. And then draw that up. New line tool, draw that straight up, and that locked in. So then I have, draw that across. That should fill everything else in. We'll do this up to 7 foot. Outline that face and finish that off. So you guys can do it this way. Except from that little hiccup, it usually goes pretty well as long as all your lines are straight. Again, I think I had 3 or 4 lines here, and then I just used the wrong one as a reference as I went to go start filling them in. So this gives me my floor plan itself. Let me see how we're doing. We're about an hour. So I got a couple more steps here. So again, what's the first thing I do when I finalize all my walls? We're going to turn this into a group. We're going to go in here. We're going to select the floor. I'm going to do a cut. I'm going to erase these lines right here, just all these exterior doors. And then I'm going to paste this in place once I'm outside of that group. So this is a completely separate thing, and this I'm also going to group. So now my floors are separate from my walls, and then I can come in here and I can do that offset. That was a, what are we going to do? This is a decent house. We'll do this at a 1/4 inch thick. Offset there, and then we'll pull the baseboards up 2 inches. And then I can start going around and cleaning up some of these entryway or some of these exterior spaces. Why am I doing this for my garage? We're going to say it's a finished garage. And who doesn't like a finished garage? They look fancy. Okay. So we'll do that there. We'll get that chunk. That chunk. And as long as you just kind of get some of these lines in here, just watch for whichever ones go bold. It's going to do on both sides. Take that chunk out. And then down. And then our back door over here. So just remember which group you're working in on this part too. In my case, this is I only have these 2 groups right now, so I don't have to worry about anything else. I don't have to worry about a bunch of stuff. I can make this look nice, and then once I am done, we'll go ahead and create our tags. Oh good, it pulled in a bunch. You know what, let's get rid of all the AutoCAD tags. I don't want them here. You can leave them in, you can do whatever you want to do. I'm going to go ahead and just delete them all, and you can do a group selection like this, delete tags, and then assign them, which will merge them into the default untagged layer, so I don't have to do a bunch all at once. So we'll create a new tag. This will be my floors. This will be my walls. Now I can move with entity info. There it is. I can move my floors onto the floors layer. I can move my walls onto the walls layer. So that gets me to that part. Now at this point, it's a fairly trivial process for me to go through and repeat the next thing, which is putting in doors and windows. So again, just to repeat that process, I drew a rectangle across this, delete the fill space right there. And then I showed you guys how to do doors, but I'll go ahead and do a window on here. So we'll make this, we'll do one of those fancy, nice, thick 2-inch ones that comes out physically. Actually, do one. I did what? Inch that way. Or no, I did 2 inches that way. We'll do 1.5 coming out of the house. We'll make this 2.25 going back in. Oh no. What's even? 2 inches? Red 2.5. Okay. And then green axis. So I'm already, what, 2 inches out there, or 1.5, plus the 6, 7.5. We need another inch, so we'll do 8.5. We'll hit K. I'm going to line this up at the midpoint because I don't want the interior to be as thick. We'll put that there. That gives us that face. And then once we're there, I can do the follow me tool. So tools, follow me. And we'll just trace around this window. Lock that in. We'll make that a group. And then we can do midpoint. Offset this in 1 inch. Delete that face in the center for now. We'll push this in 1 inch. Actually, let's do 1.25 inches. 1.25. So that gives this part thickness. And then we'll also group that. We'll move this in. No, we want green axis on this. And if you're having trouble with it, just over move it. Like I was doing that. Don't try and do that, because see how it's locking on the red axis? Just go really far. It's easier. So we got that. We'll draw another one across the front here. We will make this our glass. I try to make the glass a realistic thickness. So in this case, 1/4 inch is probably a bit thick, but a lot of the double glazed windows physically are closer to that. And then this we will group. We'll move it slightly inside. And if I hit K, you'll see what I'm doing right here is we've just got a couple things going on here. So I just want to make sure that this is inset inside of that. And then we'll turn K off. We will group these together. We will use the bottom part as a reference point here. I'll hit Control to do a move copy. Move it down to the bottom there. And then we'll move it just slightly in. We'll move this one in to match it. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to make this one slightly larger, so I'm just going to get down here inside of it, inside of this set of lines. I'm going to reference this bottom. I'm going to lock it in the up direction, hit K so I can see that corner right there. Just so you know what I did, so I'm grabbing this corner, locking it up and down, and then I'm referencing that corner in the back from the outside part. So these will just mesh up really close on the outside there. And then I can take the push-pull tool, reference that corner. And now I have two slightly different heights, which is typically a bit closer to how that is physically. Once I'm done at this point, I'm going to actually make a component, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread a whole bunch of these around. And then eventually I'll probably want to come in here and change some of this. Before I do that, let's go ahead and open materials. Because I do need to make, before I do anything, I want to 100% make sure that we're using glass. Where's glass and mirrors? So I'm going to apply this translucent, the default translucent blue, and I'm going to immediately rename this to squiggly. We'll do double squiggly, and we'll call this window glass. So anytime I use window glass, just to keep the used materials in my model low, I'm going to keep referencing this. I'm also going to make it a little lighter. And then I'll come back in here, same thing, apply, make sure I'm still on that material. Now, because this is, or what I can do with this now is I can make this a component. This is going to be my 4 foot by 4 foot window. This component's going to be local to my model, so I don't have to worry about it like doing anything else weird. We'll go ahead and create that. Now to move this around, I'm going to hit K, and there's this inside corner right here. I'm looking for not the inside corner of my model necessarily, but the inside corner of this window. So I'm going to grab that right there, and we'll do a move copy. And I'm going to keep referencing kind of that top interior corner. From the outside, it's going to be the back right. So for this one, I'm going to come around here to that corner. I'm going to place that there. I'm going to hit Q, and then I'm going to hit the up arrow, and we're going to lock it into the vertical axis. And then I can rotate that 90 degrees. That gets that right in the exact position that I want it, and I can keep moving on without having to worry about too much else. So I just want to double check that I've got that right and it looks right. So I'll move on again. I'll just grab that same corner, and then I'll move it right to there. I'll grab the same corner again, and then we'll put it right on that one. I hit Q and up again to get out the rotate tool and lock it in the up axis. And there we go. So this one is actually going to need a different size window. So I will come back and rebuild that one later. And I'll just keep moving on with this for now. So again, that corner of that window. Perfect. Do this. So I'm going to need a different one for these windows here as well. I'll go ahead and just delete that one so I don't get confused. Wait, was this one really not? That should have been fine. Why did I do that one? Okay. So we'll grab this, put it right there. And so now I know that I've got windows that are the right size and they're not overlapping with anything. So this one that didn't fit, we'll go ahead and go in here. I'll double click on it. Actually, we'll explode it first. So actually, let's make unique. Actually, let's not. I think that just converts it to a group. Let's go ahead and explode it. Now, this window is, this is a handy little trick too. So, oh, I made him 5 foot. Okay, so this window is exactly 1 foot wider than this was designed for, right? I made this 4 feet wide for a 5 foot wide window. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into each of these things. I'm going to go down and I'm just going to keep double clicking until I can get that triple click right there. I'm going to select this whole corner of it. I'm going to move it out 1 foot. I'm going to go in here, select that leftmost side, move it out 1 foot. Get the panel, select the leftmost side, 1 foot. This saves so much time in having to like really deeply customize some of these models, because usually this is all it is you want a certain window style, but it needs to be a foot wider. So now I've got that, and that. We can make this component. This is my 5 foot by 4 foot window. Now I should be able to again repeat that process. So I can grab this corner. We'll do move copy by hitting Control, up arrow or Q to bring out the rotate tool, up arrow to lock another vertical axis, and then we'll rotate that 90 degrees. And just do a double check, make sure that's all lined up. So everything's good to go there. And I could repeat this process. So again, this is a 3 foot wide window, right? So we can take this, explode it, double click on this, move this over 1 foot, get the chunk of the window, get in a better viewing position. Oh, what is that? That's on my furniture? Why didn't that erase? This has been one of the goofier import experiences I've had in a while. Okay, so move this over 1 foot. I'm also keeping an eye on making sure that when I do this, I don't accidentally click back a level and then just end up moving part of the frame itself. Like I don't just do like this or, oh no, it's locked in there, good. Like that and slide the whole thing. I'm not trying to do that. So that gets those back into position and we can make this a group. This is my 3 foot by 4 foot window. Same process again with the doors. So we've got a bunch of doors in here. A lot of these are going to be 2 foot 6 wide. So actually let's just use that one. So let me hide my floors because that's going to make it a little bit easier for me to access the bottom of this. And so now we just have that outer side. We'll go 1 inch. We'll make these, what, how thick did I make the baseboards? Let's turn the floors back on. 1/4 inch, so we'll do 1/2 inch thick on these. So we'll come out 0.5. Our even there is 1, so we'll do 1.5. And then that's our midpoint, 2.5. We're going to need to go 5. Hit K, do the reference, and we'll just make this match up with the other side. With doors, it's always nice to indicate which way they open. So if you go and look at a door, usually the door for this, because this door is a bedroom door, so it's going to open up this way into the room. So the door itself is going to be kind of physically like across here, right? So we're going to have the door there. It's probably going to be 0.25 in, so just a 1/4 inch inset. It's probably going to be 1 inch thick. And then we'll give it another 0.25 right here. So then we'll have, this will be the space where the door jamb or the framing in here sits. And then we'll just make this 3/4 of an inch. And it'll stick out 1/4 of an, actually 1/2 inch. I don't know why I like typing that. Okay, so if we just draw this little section right there, now we know where the door is going to go. We've got everything else there. So we can do tools, follow me, and bring that around. We'll immediately group this. And I'm stuck in a wall. Turn on K and maybe I can get out of it a little bit quicker. Okay, so I'm going to go a bit low so that gets me so I don't get stuck in this wall again. And I can zoom in and out as I need to. So we'll draw that all the way across that opening. We'll move this up about an inch. We'll do an offset of 0.25. Double click on the center and just get rid of that exterior bit. We'll pull this out, that 1 inch I mentioned, as a push-pull tool rather. So I'll do a push-pull 1 inch, triple click on this, and I'm kind of, it's probably awkward for you guys because I'm operating on this underneath everything, but I don't know, I'm just used to it. If you're feeling fancy, what you can do is once you put your door handle on here, you can lock this in the blue axis and then just kind of creak this open 45 degrees, and that kind of lets you understand what's going on with that. You can do that either way. I'm going to go ahead and just leave this as it is. So I've got my frame, I've got my door. I'll go ahead and make this a component. So this is going to be my 2'6" door. Probably should have indicated interior or exterior, but I don't know, we already got that far. Let's see. So then I think a lot of these other doors are going to be the same one. So I can place that there. Make sure we're doing a move copy. So yeah, we're doing a move copy. And then this one, oh, I actually probably should put the door handle on, because we do want to know which way it opens so we can correct it. So we've got this. We'll go 30, I think it was 35 inches was what I was doing wrong last time. And then let's do it from this side. So 35, do 2 inches in. I'm just looking at my door handle to make sure I'm not crazy. This is probably too close. Again, we'll make profile. I probably could have cut down on the number of faces here, but I didn't. Oh, this is actually a chunky door handle on mine. Okay, we'll do that, and then we'll come out here. We'll draw this circle. It's about right there. Clean up the edges. Zap that. And then give it the old follow me tool. And then we'll group this. So just give it a triple click, group it. It's already inside the component, so it's already over here on that door. But what we do need to do next is get this lined up. We'll do a move copy again, flip it over here, and then we can use this, right click on it. Oh, does it not let me do that anymore? No, they got rid of it. Okay. Let's see. Where did they move that to then? Can we not flip along? Oh no. They got rid of the best tool well, second best tool. Flip. Okay, that's what flip, okay, I prefer how it was before. Flip along that axis. Okay, so that just, why would you do that though? I don't know. Okay, so we'll grab the corner, the edge right here, just make sure we're stuck on the green axis, and then move that there. So now I've got it flat on the face of the door on both sides. Now, if I was clever, what I'd do is I would take these, because they are subject to where the rest of the door is, cut them, double click so I'm inside of this door, paste in place. So now when you, I mentioned you can rotate this door, right? So if you place them inside of that, they'll actually rotate with the door itself. Let me do it 45 again. Oops. Okay. So if you put them inside of the group, the door itself is on, but not the frame, then they'll stick with that. So now that I've got this, I can see that this door is opening the wrong direction. So I can turn this on. Yeah, I prefer the other one. And flip that into the correct direction. And I can just keep using this door and going through the rest of the house. So I can put that there because that fits. We will flip along. See, this is going to be a problem for this one because that actually is going to flip it like that. So we'll just have to move it again into the proper position. Okay. It looks like I have a couple gremlin lines here, so that's probably, yeah. Some of these are just, oh, I didn't erase those from the door. Okay. That's all those were. Let's go back to our AutoCAD. And let's turn some of these layers on. I need to see which way some of these doors go. So those are done. The bathroom opens into the hallway. Why did I do that? Do I not have... That shouldn't be a problem. Perfect. Just as I built it. Okay. So we'll grab, let's see, this one looks like it rotates the correct direction. Oh, is this one a little bit small? Or did I just put it in the wrong spot? This one might be too small, actually. So 2'4". Did I do this as a... Oh no, 2'6". Okay. That's a bummer. Okay, so we'll go ahead and fix this one for a 2'4". So we're going to do a lot of the same process. Get over there. That I did for the windows. So what I'm going to do is we will explode this because we rotated this out at exactly a 90-degree angle. I just need to find this right here. Snap that. Oh, go in there again. One out. Okay. Blue. Right axis right there. 45 degrees back. So we will do the exact same thing we did with the other stuff. So we'll go first into our frame. We're going to move this over 2 inches. We'll go into the door and we'll move this over 2 inches. And then we will re-rotate this 45 degrees. Select both, and this is our 2'4" interior door. We'll go ahead and actually, we'll do this right. We'll rename this one Properties 2 foot interior. Okay, so that's our 2'6" interior door, or 2'4" interior door, but this one's the 2 foot. Let's get out of this. Select. You are the 2'4". Okay, I don't like how that's just hovering over that. So again, this is that corner, just for reference. This is that corner that I've been grabbing. This is the one that interfaces directly with the interior corner right there. So we've got that in the right spot. So we'll continue our way around, just kind of doing what we need to do to get this built. Lock it on the blue axis. That corner's kind of hard to find, but I'm looking for where the actual faces here are. Oh, grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, try it again. So lock it in blue, get that corner, snap it that way, and then 90 back. And if we double check in there, we should be right on the money. Yeah, as long as this face is glitching out, it means that it's flat on that other one, which is what we're looking for. So, got that. I've got these doors. Let me see, what are you? These were pocket doors, so I'm not going to worry about them right now. So this is 2'8". Why? Why did I do that? 2'4". This is a folding, so we'll just grab our 2'4" again. So we'll grab that corner. We'll go right there. 90. Okay. Let's see. Let's show you guys how to make these. I guess I'm at what, 1 hour 20. So let's go ahead and get towards the end here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here. I'm going to be sneaky and I'm going to steal the bottom profile that I used right there. We'll go ahead and place that right there. I don't think we actually need it for this because this isn't the same kind of door, but I'm stuck in a wall again. Camera, zoom extents. Let's go ahead and get rid of all those while I'm at it. Okay, so let's keep this out of the way for a second. Again, I'm working on top of these walls where they're locked out, so I'm not going to be merging anything I'm working on into them. We're just keeping everything strictly separated. So I've got that there. Tools. Nope, not offset. If I wanted that, I would have hit that key. Okay. So we'll track this around. Now the thing I showed you guys in class was how to get the actual gap for this. So this actual gap right here is about 2'7.5". What I'll do is I will drag, let's see, go back upside down again. Oh, we didn't group this yet, so make it a group. We'll get that. And then what I was showing you guys in class was different ways to handle this. So I'm going to draw that right to the middle. We'll move this bottom line up, what, an inch. We'll offset the face 0.5, no, 0.25. Double click on the center to get rid of the middle. And then I'm just going to bring this side over because we're going to have to do some stuff to get the door width right here. So then I also am going to bisect this again, so I need to find that next midpoint. And this is where the quarter panels are because this is a folding door. So then this, again, I'm going to pull this out. These are actually a little bit thinner, but I'm just going to make it an inch anyway. This panel, I'm going to make it a group. I'm stuck in the wall again. So then here, I'm going to again do that. Basically the same thing I showed you guys in AutoCAD, where I'm just going to pull this out at 45. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a move copy this direction. And so that's going to be 90 degrees, and then I'm just going to take it and do a little shift right there. Once I've got that, I can take this. We know that this line right here is the midpoint. So what I'm going to do is just copy this over. I'm going to go a little bit past. And then, actually I guess I just need to move that into position because that isn't. I need to do a... Oh, how does this math? I guess we'll just freehand this one. It doesn't really matter. Actually, oh, how tricky can I get? Can I flip this and then paste in place? Yes, I can. Okay. Oops, didn't want to apply that. Okay, so these are our different door panels. They're all on their own thing. This is here. We're going to go ahead and make this a component. So this is our 2'8" folding bifold door. Hold on, let me make sure I've got that. I wouldn't have done 2'7". That's crazy, 2'8". So components, 2'8" bifold interior door. So that's how I would make that. Let's go to the sliding pocket doors that we have over here. So these are a bit of a conundrum because you always have that the fact that the door actually disappears into the wall. So again, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to steal the bottom of this one so I don't have to redraw that. I'll come over here and place that. We'll draw our first rectangle across here, erase the bottom. Now, what I'm going to do is a little bit of trickery. What we're going to do is we're going to keep this here, and I think we're going to find the middle right there. we're going to go, what, 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75 that way, and 0.75 inch that way. Nope, that did not. 0.75. Okay, so we're going to leave this here, but this is going to create a little tiny gap that we're going to, and then we're going to use this right here. We're going to push that back about as far as we can go. And I'm going to use that to make this just appear like it's actually deeper than it really is, but I need to have something in the middle there to kind of connect this. So once I've got this, we'll move it into position. And then again, we will do the follow me tool. So tools, follow me. Oops, and that time it didn't work right. So we'll have to redo it. And then this is the one time where you will also have to go in and fix this. So actually, I probably should have left that. But this doesn't actually have like anything else going here. So we'll just need to push this flush, or push these different faces flush with this, because you don't actually have it go like in any kind of a pocket or anything. So we'll just kind of push some of these until they're in the right position. We have a barking dog. Okay, so the pockets on this, oops, no, don't erase that. Okay, so the pocket, as you can see, is here on this side. It's not going to be here on this side. Now the width on this, I must have done 2'6", right? 2'6", okay. So we'll go ahead and turn this into a component, or sorry, a group. Next we'll need to draw across here. Now we don't have everything that we're used to working with, and we're actually going to be going a lot smaller. So I'm just going to draw it across the whole face here, and then we'll modify this down to where we need to. So we'll go up 1 inch, and then this should be, we're going to have it stick out 1'3", because this is 2'6", that's half the width. So we'll pull this back until it snaps there. We'll make it 1 inch thick. Triple click on it to get everything that's there, and then we'll do midpoint to midpoint right there. So that gives us half this panel open, half of it kind of behind there, but it also gives us enough of that little gap there so that it kind of gets tucked away and doesn't look like it's sticking out in some weird way. And again, these are all just kind of how I do it. If you just go, oh, I want this to only be like that, do it. It's fine. As long as I can recognize that this is a sliding pocket door, that's fine. So, what did we call this? 2'6". What? Why is that not? Why is that squiggly? Ugh. I have issues here too. No one's gonna notice them, and I'll spend 30 minutes fixing them. All right, so, right, we were making this a component. So G, 2'6" pocket, interior pocket, jeez, pocket door. Okay, so just to make sure that I don't screw up whatever else was going on here, I'm gonna just reference that corner right there, and then that corner right there. So that gets me with most of my doors in right here. I'm at an hour and a half, which should probably be close to about a class period for you guys. Your milestone will be basically getting to this point where I'm done. All I have to do is these two closet doors right here, which are the same size. This exterior sliding glass door, which is basically just probably me hacking apart one of these and turning it sideways. This is fairly simple. It's just going to be me using a profile from here, and then no slider on that. And then I have that exterior door and the front door. So I've probably got another 30 minutes. But your guys, by the end of the week for your milestone, you should have this completely built out, with all your doors and windows and your floor basically ready for the rest of the project. Once you get to that point, go ahead and send it in to me, and then you can keep working. You don't have to like stop for the week. But I do want to see it. I am again going to be looking for good lines. So if, like me, you guys ended up with a couple of these that are off, I'll go ahead and zap some of these. If you guys ended up with a couple lines that are off, go ahead and try and fix it. Flag me down. Some of these can be just a pain to fix. It looks like, yeah, I don't know, I could spend 30 or 40 minutes just kind of going through here and finding little stuff. Um, what's this supposed to be, 11 foot 4? Foot 4. Um, I cut through kind of cleaning up some of those minor issues just because I'm recording a video and no one wants to watch me do that for an hour and a half. But you should have those cleaned up so that we don't see any issues. That's again assuming that you imported directly out of AutoCAD. Most of my lines are good round distances though. I don't have weird roundabout numbers. So everything else, it just looks like there was something weird happened in like this corner that threw all this stuff off. I think these doors, if I had to guess, were because of the pocket door itself. Um, maybe not, who knows, let's see. That is an eighth. Oh no, but it's just going to be rounding the number. Yeah, so AutoCAD's going to lie to you in that respect. Um, so, yeah, just you'll have all your doors and your windows. Um, I did the baseboards. It kind of cleans this look up. At this point, I could very quickly go in here and do materials. We'll go ahead and do in model. We'll get, actually, let's do colors. We'll throw a white on here just so that nothing else interferes with that. And then as we're going through separating rooms, we'll just find a section like this. Actually, this should go across here for that threshold. Technically, the garage floor should be lower down. Nope, not that. You guys don't have to do this, but I'm just doing it because it's fun and makes everything look nice. Throw some fancy polished concrete in there. Probably for the living room, we should make sure we have an active live surface. And then for the bedroom right here, we'll hit K. And if we need to, actually, I probably should ship some of these doors and windows off to another layer. So we'll do carpet in the bedroom here. This was the start of the water closet, so we'll actually do this. Oh, I missed that one. See how that's still not brown, uh, bold. So that tells me that I didn't make that connection where I thought. So that's why that's still active. This might be an issue with another line going wrong. So and then this again is our walk-in closet, so we'll just grab this again, bring that across. My carpets, we'll do a generic charcoal for now, and then we'll go back to our tile. Kind of, let's see how this looks. Oops. See, that's why I would do the mass application of a default color, so we don't have to go back and fix that. Okay. Pretty happy with that, but I'm going to just go ahead and swing this so it's a little bit lighter. Oh, nope, that does too much of that blue. There we go. Nice and neutral gray. It's super boring. Okay. For the rest of the house, we'll go ahead and let's do a wood. We will tweak the color of this one a tiny bit too. Just make it a little bit redder. This one might look better because some of these planks are kind of blurry. If we shrink this down to 3 foot, that kind of helps with some of these that don't have tons of detail, though it looks like the real answer here is just going to be selecting a different color. That's too repetitious. I don't like that. Ugh. Nope. Okay, I guess that's our winner. And then we can also come back and color the halls. So if I wanted to throw in a color like And this is one time where I'd probably go and just create the color, place it, and then immediately rename it. So this will be my interior color 1. And I'll use this as a reference, so if I ever want to go and tweak a bunch of other stuff all at once, I can. And we'll just go through. And because I'm going to be using this so much, it might actually be faster for me to just apply this everywhere all at once. Because it's going to be a lot faster for me to get a lot of the other things that way than it would be for me to come back then and do where we have siding. There it is. So if I was to come back now, it's only a couple clicks for me to throw a generic siding on here versus spending all the time getting each individual wall tagged up with the other one. And then because the baseboards are separate, we still have that separate delineation between those. So I'm going a bit ahead of where you guys need to be, though. Don't worry about this part. You just need to get your doors, windows, and model built with a floor and walls as separate layers. So, or separate groups. So yeah, I'll go ahead and let you guys get back to it and see you in class.